In this video, we are going to see how to write travel blogs automatically using Writesonic, which is an AI developer. So here, let's say that in your spreadsheet, Google Sheet, you have got different titles for which you are supposed to generate travel blogs. Now, with the help of Writesonic, you have generated the blogs and then you have updated the same spreadsheet with the blog that you have just generated. Now, for this, you will have to integrate the two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. So here your trigger application will be Google Sheets and your action application initially it will be Writesonic and then it will be Google Sheet. So how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. So now to begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect. And as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply click on sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So now I'm going to click on sign in. And as I do that, here we have reached all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. Now once again we have reached the dashboard of this application. Again on the right hand side you can see a blue tab, create workflow. Let's click on this and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. So you can give any random name. Now in this particular integration, what is my objective? My objective is to write travel blogs using Writesonic application. So I have written the same as a name to my workflow, and now I'm going to click on create. As I do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Now trigger and actions, these are basically those two principles or the concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action is do this. Basically action here is the response of your trigger application. Now as per this integration, let's say that I have got a spreadsheet. Here I have taken the example of Google Sheet. So every time a subject line is added to my Google Sheet, then automatically with the help of Writesonic application, which is an AI developer, automatically a content must be created for travel blog and then it should be updated in the same Google Sheet. So here my trigger application will be Google Sheet. Let's go here. And now comes the trigger event. So here it would be new or updated spreadsheet row. Now you can see that I have received a webhook URL. This webhook URL is going to act as a bridge for connecting Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to copy this and then we have to follow the following steps. So this is the help desk given. Please read this carefully. Let me show you exactly what we have to do. I already have created a Google Sheet. The name of the spreadsheet is travel blogs and here the sheet is sheet 1. Now you can see I've got two column fields. One is subject, another one is blog content. So let's say that here I'm going to write about top 10 places to visit in March in India. Okay, so top 10 places to visit in March in India. This is a subject on which I want to create a blog content. So now I'm going to go to extensions and here I'm going to go to add-ons. Let's go to get add-ons. As we do that, here we have reached Google Workspace Marketplace. So here I'm going to look for Pabbly Connect webhooks. Here it is. And now you can see that this particular application has already been installed on my system. Please make sure that once you install this, close this window and refresh the page. This is absolutely important. And once you have refreshed this, we are going to wait for a few seconds and then we are going to go back to extensions and you would be able to see Pabbly Connect webhooks here. Let's go to initial setup. Now here you can see that the system has already selected the sheet and here we have to paste the webhook URL that we had just received. I'm going to copy this once again, go back to the sheet and here I'm going to paste the same. Now comes the trigger column. The trigger column is the final data column where the data is added. So in this particular sheet, the data is added here in the A column. So I'm going to write A here. Let's click on send test. So as I do that, here we can see that the test data has been sent successfully. Now let's click on submit. So yes, the configuration is all set. Once this is done, go back to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks. Here you can see send on event. Please make sure to click on this so that you can receive this tick mark right in front. Why? Because if this is not checked, then you would not be able to send the response to Pabbly Connect. That's why this is important. Now once this is done, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to see if we have received the API response, and yes, here it is. This here is the trigger column. Then we have the subject. Here is our spreadsheet name, ID, sheet name, sheet ID, and row index. Now what is my objective? To generate blog content. So for this, my action application here will be Writesonic. Let's click on this. Now the action event here, the action event would be Chatsonic, which is like ChatGPT. So this is a chatbot like ChatGPT but with real-time data and images. So I'm going to click on this and now click on connect. So here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Writesonic account. I have already logged into my Writesonic account. Here it is. And now I'm going to select add new connection. Now to set up this connection, we need this API key. So once you have logged in, so here it is saying that you have to hover over your display picture on the top right corner to open the profile menu. Click on API dashboard and click on the switch to activate the API. So let me take you to my Writesonic account. So this is my profile picture. Here we have API dashboard. And now here you can see Writesonic, Chatsonic and Photosonic API. So I'm going to toggle this towards the right. And as I do that, here is the API key. Let's reveal the same. Copy this. And now taking you back to Pabbly Connect, I'm going to paste this over here. Let's click on save to set up this connection. Once this is done, now here you can see that it is asking me for the text for which I want to create or generate a blog. So I'm going to write a blog on, or let me add travel here. So write a travel blog on, and now here I'm going to map the subject on which I want to create this or generate this travel blog. So for this, I'm going to go to the previous step, and this here is the subject. Now this process with which I have added the information here is known as mapping. Mapping is important so that every time the workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. If I had written this manually, then even when my workflow was running for the nth time, it would have only taken this subject and not the new subject. That is why mapping is important. And now enable Google results. So here we have two options, yes and no. So I'm going to go ahead with no. Let's click on save and send test request. So as I do that, here we have received the message, and this here is the blog, right? Now, isn't that wonderful? So yes, here is the blog. And now what is my objective? My objective is that this information should be added to the same Google Sheet. So I'm going to click on this add action step, and here I'm going to select Google Sheet as my action application. And this time the action event would be to update cell value. Let's click on connect. Here it is asking me to connect with the Google Sheets, and I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection because I had already connected this before. Now we have to select the spreadsheet. So here see, the system has already selected the spreadsheet and the sheet, and now the range. So what is the range I need? Range has to be mentioned like this, the column name and row index, and here you can see it is column number B. So I am going to go here, write B, and for row index I'm going to map the value. How? Let's go to step 1, and this here is the row index. So once this is done, now the value that you would want to add here. For this, I'm going to go to step 2, and this is the value that is supposed to be added. Let's click on save and send test request. So as we do that, here we have received the API response, according to which now this information that we have just generated should become a part of the Google Sheet. Let's go to our Google Sheet, and yes, here you can see that we have received the entire content over here. So this basically means that our integration is a complete success, but we also need to check the same in real time. So here I'm going to add another subject. Let's say that best place to do paragliding in India. Okay, so as soon as I click on enter, what should happen? Automatically, with the help of Writesonic, this content should be generated, and then the same content should be added here in my Google Sheet. So let's wait for a few seconds. And yes, here you can see paragliding in India, an epic adventure, and here we have the best places where we can go and do the same. So this basically means that our integration is a success. Let's go back to Pabbly Connect and understand what we have done. So here our trigger application was Google Sheet, where the event was new or updated spreadsheet row. Then our action application was Writesonic, where we had chosen ChatSonic to generate the content. And finally Google Sheets, where we had to update the cell value. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us. Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.